obscure knowledge. It is kind of weird, out there stuff.
Hitler only had one testicle.
That would fall under esoterica.
I don't think that's true, by the way, but hey.
The world is flat.
No,
Oh, there we go.
But I
That's
mean,
that is just wrong.
I think that everybody.
I have a
every one
book
of
about
us-
that. Shit. I actually have a book about useless knowledge. Hang on.
Yeah, esoterica is kind of a bizarre catch-all category for the odd. If you wanted to have a chance of trying to figure out that Cthulhu being that you just saw, that's esoterica.
I know that one.
Yeah, you know this one, Kim?
Yeah.
New Age, would New Age stuff come over this?
Um,
Because I had a stint where I was really big into New Age.
You could argue, depending on what type of New Age, it would either be esoterica or occult.
Sorry, Casey.
Drumbelow Melchizedek and the Heart song.
Esoterica.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
gonna put a 1 in mind because I've always kind of been fascinated with just
Can I-
random medical facts.
Did you know a giraffe has a 120 centimeter long penis?
Hold on, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Fun fact: all
Yeah,
cats
I
are
need
born
to
with
see
blue
that
eyes.
as well, so.
You see, I think that we all should have 1 or even 2 in both occult and esoterica because we know a lot more about the in-game terms and stuff than you actually think. Because you know, for example, that what happens if you put vampire in the sunlight, or what happens if you put a stake through a vampire's heart, or what happens
Yeah,
if you
my
glisten,
occult will be
like
a little
glitter.
higher. It's just
Yeah.
my occult will be higher than my esoterica.
Yeah, but when it comes to weird knowledge, like for example things that normal obvious things wouldn't matter, it's like everybody of us has a general grasp of how the universe in theory works,
Yeah.
and that would fall under science. But if you look at it in game terms, it's a very different thing.
Yeah.
And I think that that actually qualifies for a higher, but I'm not sure.
I know that for a certain time during the formation of the fetus, it technically has no gender because or it's technically both because before it picks, it's just a set, and they'll either drop and become male or stay in and stay female. It's really weird.
Statistically speaking, most domestic arguments take place in the kitchen.
Where all the knives are.
Is that still factual? Is that
Yeah,
still
that is
true?
weird.
I mean, this was released in.
That's like a 2005 book or something, isn't it?
Hang
I
on.
don't think that much has changed since 2005.
Yeah, I mean, like Kim has just made sure to change the whole national average of it.
Yeah, but no,
I have all of my arguments specifically in the bathroom.
no. I'm just applying logic to this. That
Yeah.
Because back in the day, we used to use kitchen as a place of argument because of doing dishes, because of all the things that it mattered around making food. But the genders have equalized so much that it's probably not the place where arguments.
2007, to answer your question.
2007.
Yeah, that is a good
it's pretty
point.
old. It's
Gender
pretty
roles
old.
have started evening out a lot more since then.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking that it could actually have moved to the living room, for example.
Yeah, there would
The
be
average
stuff where
age of
entertainment comes into
American
play.
wedding bride
Because-
is 21 years old.
Well, that probably is true.
That is neat because a lot of people I went to school with, they got married way younger than 21. They had kids way younger than 21. And I'm
It's
just
so-
alive.
The US produced 19% of the world's garbage.
Who?
US.
19% of the world's garbage the US is producing. That's
No,
not a sentence.
Sweden will love that.
Yeah, we don't have any. We gotta buy
No.
garbage from
No,
other
you don't
countries.
say. You're aware that you're the dumping site for entire Scandinavia. You're aware of this, right?
It's great because we burn that shit and we
I
make
know.
energy from it. It's
We
great.
get electricity
I know.
out. They get electricity out.
Yeah, no. I read this not long ago. Like Sweden is the dumping ground of both of Denmark.
And it's still the cleanest
and Norway.
country in all of Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And
Sweden's actually a
I-
really good country to live in.
yeah,
And
it is.
we also have one of the only nuclear waste storage facilities that can actually store things for hundreds of thousands of years because we don't have any kind of natural what's called natural catastrophic Like we don't have any earthquakes or
You don't have any
hurricanes.
natural disasters that happen
Exactly
on a
that.
regular basis.
And we're on the middle of a tectonic plate, so we are just have bedrock beneath us, so it's very easy to just get to bedrock immediately. So we also buy nuclear waste from other.
If I don't remember correctly, we finance like 30% of that.
Sweden's chief import is garbage and
because
nuclear
Norway,
waste.
like, you guys want to store nuclear waste? Yeah, we want some part of that, please.
Yeah, exactly.
We want
Probably.
We want a little bit of room and like sure, chip in, and we can all share the place.
But it's how it works.
Sweden is actually is like one of the 3 places I want to either live in or at least visit. It's Sweden, Germany, and Australia. All 3 are great countries.
I could tell you one thing. Sweden is amazing at one thing, but if you want, this is a sad thing. Sweden struggle a bit with money compared to their neighboring 2 countries.
Yeah, I have heard.
You guys have oil, though. That's cheating.
Yeah, no. We have oil. Denmark did something weird. I don't know what, but they also have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, and it's just in comparison. Don't get me wrong. Sweden is still up there, but comparison to those 2 countries, they're a bit low still.
That's true.
I think compared to America, it's still much better.
Yeah, but no, but
Yeah.
like Norway and Finland, you guys have oil and shit. And Denmark, they made kind of deal with the devil. Like, okay, we want to talk like idiots, but have a lot of money. And they kind of made that.
And Germany, they have a huge tourism.
No, but
There's a lot of tourism from Germany.
Yeah, yes, Germany's just an economic powerhouse, and that's how they.
Yeah.
My family is from Germany.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
really want to at least visit Germany.
No, but it's idiotic. I'm 33% German, 33% Norwegian, 33% Swedish, and yes, I'm Swedish in my blood as well.
Oh.
I know, right? I know.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
shit, boy. Giving me shit for being from Sweden. You're sitting there, being 1/3 Swede, bitch.
Yup.
Yeah, you little Swede, huh? A little
Yeah.
house caviar. That's what you are. You guys don't know what that is.
Yes, we do.
No, you guys know. You know, but the other.
Oh, the other
The
one.
Americans don't.
Yeah.
Of the 4,
Yeah,
which
yes,
only one
please.
is conscious.
Yeah,
Thank
there's. Yeah, there's.
I mean,
there's
I'm
one-
here. I'm just eating.
Yeah,
So,
there's this
I
one
found-
really fun commercial for Kalles Caviar where they have like,
Is that a squeeze tube of caviar?
yes,
Yeah.
and basically the commercial is that they let people in other countries like do taste tests on like small crackers. Like, here you go, here's caviar, and everyone's like, ugh, this is fucking disgusting. And then
But-
the commercial ends with, it's a very Swedish flavor.
Many apologies, guys. My puppy decided to drag a root through the house.
Root?
I
But
think
the-
As
Really?
in, she like dug up a root in the garden and dragged it and all of the mud through the house.
Oh, Lord.
Where did we leave
puppies are
off?
worth stuff. We left off on investigation.
So we lost Jamie. She died.
I think she's
Jamie.
asleep.
Jamie.
Fair, Jamie's not feeling well.
Jamie, are you hungover?
Oh,
I actually think she's sick.
I'm sick.
You're what?
Sick.
I'm sick. Got a tummy bug.
Oh, don't have one of those. It's bad advice.
Stop eating bugs.
Oh, okay. It's gone now. Thanks, Casey.
You're welcome.
Pro
And
tip,
what
don't
happened
get
to
sick.
Charles?
No, I think
But no.
Doc went.
He's
Yeah,
eating.
Madness.
Yeah, I'm eating, man.
Yes.
I
I'll
can
fix my
survive
game
in
in a bit.
England now.
Doc's the only one not
Fine.
here.
I can survive in England because I found Kalles Caviar at IKEA. I found Swedish meatballs at IKEA.
Yeah.
I found
See?
Norwegian seal
So-
or salmon in the markets. I found Norwegian chocolate in the market. I'm all good.
See, it's great. IKEA is just
So the
spreading,
tip
and
to
that way we
surviving in
can
another
just,
country
we
is
can move
finding an
to any
IKEA.
place, and we can still.
IKEA has
It
all of.
works.
IKEA is all of the stuff that I never want to buy.
Yeah, but it works for me. But those are the things I eat, Casey. So
Oh, and considering Doc isn't here yet, just let me pull one thing about IKEA. People who work at IKEA, it's a fucking cult.
yeah,
I
know.
tell you.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
god,
agree.
shit. We had like a business meeting with them, and like off and on, and like the way they talk and the people
I'm
in
back.
there. Oh my god, shit. They have a
Welcome
Kool-Aid,
back, Tom.
and they are drinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
I would
I
agree
agree.
with that. Okay.
I've never been in an IKEA. I've actually never seen an IKEA in person.
Yeah.
There's not many
Oh.
around here.
So, investigation. This
Yeah.
is the ability to investigate and discover things.
Again, work.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Investigating bugs, investigating criminals, same skill.
Basically same.
Yeah.
Not
Would-
to brag,
would
but I'm
Vikings-
basically a master detective. I'm just saying.
What were you saying, Taylor?
Would experience with games that focus heavily on exploration be a part of that? Because that's something I love to do. I love just to go looking. for
Yeah, I'd
shit.
say that would justify a 1.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't like going too deep in it, but I really like just going and looking for things.
Alright, law. This is knowledge of the law. Very straightforward.
Probably everyone should have a 1, right? Because everyone knows the basic set of laws you don't break.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Don't kill people,
um,
don't steal.
No, basics like
different
that
also.
you would still know with a 0.
Yeah.
Much like
Oh,
you can
okay.
actually still drive a car with a 0. This
Yeah.
is knowing how the law can be applied.
I'm gonna put it 3, Casey. I was a union representative for 2 years, so
that would
I'm gonna
justify
put
it,
that.
yeah.
I'm gonna leave a 0 in that. I don't have a good way to justify it.
It's small things like, for example, I can take a Norwegian law. We, on average, work 37.5 hours, but if you work after 6 on Saturdays, you get to reduce 2 hours during that week where you work that Saturday, in average. So you can't go above 35.5, even though it's the state or the law says you're supposed to work 37.5. But this is a bylaw. And these are the things you need to know for a law.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's why
I don't know how they.
go.
Yeah, that's why mine's 0.
Fuck that.
I know the
Fuck that.
basic stuff.
Okay. Medicine.
Almost 0.
Knowing basic first aid will get you a 1.
Okay,
I know basic first aid.
I get a 1, yes!
Did the military teach you that?
I knew the
I
staying
imagine they
alive. Staying
Yeah,
alive.
but that's basic first aid.
Yeah.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
I know how to. I can bandage someone. I know how to clean wounds.
Knowledge of biology come under medicine.
Biology
Yeah.
would come under medicine, yes.
But
And
anatomy.
toxicology.
Yeah.
Toxicology would also be medicine, yeah.
I can't justify it too. I'll keep
Jamie,
it
I
at
can
1.
see you justifying a 3 or maybe even a 4 on that one.
I agree.
Yeah,
Casey,
I can't justify more. than 1.
Except that you're
there's-
dying right now, so I'm going to reduce it by 1.
Casey, when it comes
You
to
need someone
occult
with
and esoterica, I have a question regarding this because we know a lot about this world in general. Me, I've played this forever. Would that apply in these 2 settings? Because I know exactly what a vampire is, how it works, how it functions, where
That's
it's
going to
from.
fall under occult.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
other way is when esoterica comes in. We know all weird shit about cult of Cthulhu. You know about the planets, about the
That
aliens,
would be
about the general
esoterica,
thing.
yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because this comes on the game terms. Could almost everybody in this group could justify 2 in both, at least, in my opinion.
I can't justify
I
it to it
just-
esoterica.
I'm gonna say a
Or,
1.
or are you against it? That's why
No,
I
I would agree with that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I knew more about Call of Cthulhu and thus I've just never immersed myself in it, I would go with it, but I can't justify more than 2 in esoterica.
I would say if you play
Occult,
D&D, if you play D&D and you know about the monsters and the myths behind the monsters that are in the monster manual, then you know about occult. Because it is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much based upon all
The
of those old stories and
This
everything
is
like
why I'm
that.
saying that I could easily see a 2 in either or both of those for everyone in the group.
Yeah, I'm just doing 2 for
I'm-
occult because that one I can do.
I used to like heavily delve into that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I
it's
haven't for a long
stupid, but
time.
like
Possibly
you
go
know,
into a 3 or maybe even a 4.
Casey, I want to justify 4 on occult because I know vampire inside and out. I know every old clan. I know about First and the Second City. I know about Cain. I know his history. I know
They
about
sparkle in the
Triple Crown.
sunlight.
I know
And-
everything about them. And that the same goes for ghosts. The same goes for how the shadow world works, how the other sides work. I
can
kind of
see
want
that
to
being a 4.
Yeah.
That's
On
the
occult.
that's the interesting thing about playing a modern day setting.
Yeah.
Is that your knowledge, playing yourself in a modern setting as a gamer, is
Yeah.
going to give you a very
abilities.
solid backing in some things that most normal people would
Would
not
not have. Yeah.
This,
so
this
life-
could easily be a part of a justification for why a group like this would seek out and recruit gamers.
Yeah, because they would have
A
just
willingness
on average
to
higher
believe.
knowledge.
you are open to more possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
You have a willingness to have your mind opened more.
Oh, question.
Mhm.
Is Book of Nod available?
Sorry?
Is Book of Nod available in the game? In digital format?
I haven't
We
decided.
get this game's book in game.
Sorry, I'm just gonna ask. I know this good book by heart, but it's I love this book, so I would recommend everybody to read this.
I know the book. I don't see why it wouldn't be there. So yeah.
Cool.
And
I would suggest checking it out.
And Taylor, you're talking about having the game book in the game. The company that runs these games is now called Onyx Publishing.
Yeah, I know.
But-
I've heard about this. This is so brilliant.
But back in the day, they were known as White Wolf,
Mm-hmm.
and many of their supplements and backgrounds talk about a certain company that exists in the world of darkness
Mm-hmm.
that is called Black Dog Publishing.
It's
Okay,
so fucking
I love
great.
that. That
They
is great.
actually seeded their own game into their game.
Yes. Okay.
So
I-
in White Wolf's World of Darkness, the Black Dog gaming series exists.
Nice. Okay, I love that. That's great.
Yeah,
Oh.
that has been a long-standing thing in the Mage settings.
For anybody wanting to understand how vampire works, it's where it actually states from. Go into that page, read every word. I couldn't put it away.
Cain is
Well,
the
that's
first
lovely.
vampire and all that
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember you guys talking
He was
about that.
cursed
I
by
I've
remember
seen
God.
True Blood. I know shit. Okay, so what's politics? What about North Korea, huh, guys? What about that shit? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Politics is
Mhm.
understanding and knowledge
Crazy,
of
huh?
political structures and
Yeah.
events,
And then science.
and then
Science is
science.
science.
I think most of us would have a one just because of half of us
Yeah,
live in a
politics
country
is
that's
just
pretty embroiled in it.
Yeah, politics. I'm gonna put a 2. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at
If you
news.
if
I'll put a
you
one.
keep,
Yeah,
if you
same.
keep
Yeah,
up
follow
with the
news.
papers and actually read
Yeah.
the news and actually
I
pay
try to.
attention to it, then that's going to give you a 2.
a 1 is Trump, a 2 is knowing about the convention in Paris.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
Yeah. I keep up mostly with local stuff. Is my thing.
If you have a look at Yahoo News and kind of flip through it once a day, that's a 1.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
actually
that's
sit and
what I do.
what
read
the
the
fuck are you
news,
saying?
whichever news program you want.
I go to the MSN homepage. They have news articles. I read
MSN,
those.
MSN still exists.
Yahoo?
Yeah, it does.
I use the
Yes.
Onion for mine.
Ah,
onion
Casey, Yahoo is the oldest shit ever. Just saying.
No, I think actually MSN is older than Yahoo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a link. I actually like the webpage.
I
I
can't,
read it all the time.
I can't tell you which is first, Casey, but they're close. Anyhow,
'Cause
science. Is it applied science or is it research or what do you want to go? Where
Either.
do you?
Either.
Either. Okay.
If you go 4 or 5, then you would pick a field of science.
yeah, I'm.
But up to 3, it's just general sciences.
Would an
Nah,
applied
I
science
think
three
I'm a
fall under
two.
this? Because drafting
I'm
and design
a
isn't
two in a
applied
very
science.
particular field, though, Casey.
Wait, hold on, 2 of you were talking at once there. So
Yeah,
one at a
I'll let
time.
Kim go. My bad.
Oh, sorry. I'm a 2, but in a particular field. If you see my point, it's like I know how to mix rocket fuel. That's not difficult. I know how to generally apply everything I need to in a rocket. I know how to build the thing that fetches the atmospheric. Oh, what the hell is it called in English?
Well, what you can do is, if you do have a
atmospheric.
specialized field,
Yeah.
but you are not at the 4 or 5 level,
Pressure.
you can note the specialized field. I will say though, what you will, and this is where I was going to come back to, but I'll just go ahead and do it since we're on the last skill now anyway. If you have a 4 or a 5 in a skill, you must select a specialty. And if then that role makes use of the specialty, you count your skill as 1 higher than it would normally be.
Okay.
If you have a skill that is 3 or under, I will let you choose a specialty as a mechanical, or sorry, as a character point, but you do not get the mechanical advantage until you raise that skill to 4.
No, I agree, because I don't see that. I would say that my science is 0 if anybody tells me about the research going on at wherever, really.
Yep.
But
because you have that basic understanding of the chemistry involved in that rocketry, you obviously have the capacity to
learn it. Okay.
understand and to learn the rest of the science.
Okay. I see your point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a 0. The only reason I actually made it through chemistry in school is because my teacher got fired, and it was just at the end of the year, and they just didn't know how good we were, so they basically just gave everyone a passing grade, besides the ones who did very well on the test. So
I'm gonna put mine at a 2 because I do have that drafting degree that I've completed.
I'm not that good at science. Like I would like to be good at science, but I'm not good at science.
It's gonna be very specifically to my degree.
Yeah, fine. And then anything that has a 4 or a 5, you need to note down a specialty.
I'm gonna put the specialty.
Can I put computer science? That's a thing.
That would fall.
Computer science is a general term that you use before you go to something more specific.
I know. I'm just shitting. All right.
Yeah. No.
Bullshitting.
Okay. So once we're done with the abilities there, we are going to skip the spheres for the moment.
That's the most important part.
Can I before we do
it,
empathy? I got 4, but I'm not sure in what particular field, because I'm exceptionally good at reading people's emotions in general and applying them when I need them.
Yeah. Should I
just go with emotions, or should I? I'm not sure how to.
Well, you could specialize in
emotions.
manipulating emotions, or you could specialize in understanding emotions, or in calming emotions, or do you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
For my, because I have 4 in
empathy is just being able to feel compassion to another human being.
I don't give a shit about
twisting it.
I don't give a shit about compassion, but I can read about in general how everybody's feeling at the moment.
Yeah, empathy is both good and bad. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should I put anything down for academics, because I have it at a 4?
Yes. What are your degrees in?
Oh, just list my degrees.
Yeah, sure. that. And then if it applies to one of your degrees, you get the extra die.
Sure. I also have the 1 degree for science, because I haven't finished the second one, but I will include it.
Yeah, there you go.
What degrees are you doing, Tay?
I'm doing IT right now. It's a little 2-year IT, and I've already done a drafting and design engineering tech
IT
degree.
is the future. IT is life.
Yeah.
IT is now. What are you talking about the future?
Yeah,
it's the
this
future,
is the future.
Because but everything else will kind of fall off because IT will just expand.
No, science will take over, dude.
Science
Science is
eventually beat out.
IT is science. IT is life.
Science has become science has become so digitalized now.
IT is love.
For every scientist, you need 2 IT people.
I agree. I agree actually,
Oh,
but it's not the future. The future is science, but you need IT to make it function.
Yeah, well, there is a merger point coming there, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a while.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
No, me either.
You don't. I know, and I wish I didn't.
Why do you know
far.
that, Tay?
She was feeling bad, and she told me.
Well, she told me.
I don't.
Anyhow.
Don't tell me these things.
So
I don't care. I'm
so we're
gross
skipping.
anyway.
So can we continue? So we're skipping spheres.
Yes.
Yes, we're skipping spheres because right now we are building you pre-mage.
Cool.
So we
So
are going
backgrounds?
to backgrounds. Yes.
What? Yeah. What are
How
these?
does this work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never played this.
Oh shit.
I am going to
Do you have
read
the list,
through.
Casey?
I'm going to go through a list of backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
and again, these are rated from 1 dot to 5 dots.
Okay.
There are a very few limited circumstances where they actually are then rated from 1 to 10 dots. But I will specify those specifically.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the page to load now.
But
I think you guys will have to take a second to understand these backgrounds because they're very different.
Many of them at this stage are not available, so that will make it easier.
Can I take an example for one I use for vampires called resources?
Resources is exactly the same in this one.
Yeah, they used to say that if you have a resources of 1, you come from an okay family. If you have resources of 5, you own an airport.
No, that's all changed because resource is one of the ones that goes to 10 now.
Okay, but yeah, the point is still the same though.
Yeah, I will walk you through some of the steps as we go.
And we'll simply
slot, or...
and we'll simply not write down the background if we don't think it applies to us.
Yeah, if it does not.
Oh, okay.
If it does not apply to you, you simply do not have that background.
All right.
So you only need to write down the ones that apply.
I'm ready.
Right.
So the first background, one which I'm not sure if any of you would have to start with at the moment, is allies. So in times of need, you have people who have your back. So this
no one would have that in the beginning, right? Because we're starting new lives.
That's what I'm saying. So
okay.
I don't think it will apply to any of you.
Okay.
The second one I don't think will apply to any of you, but I could be mistaken. Alternate identity.
Well, Lil, did you know I'm actually a cam guy?
Actually, the thing is,
my tag is Red Dong 37.
I will say you make that joke, but a separate online identity would be classed as a separate alternate identity.
What was the background called?
I need to do one of those.
Alternate identity.
I'm gonna put it in.
I am too. I actually have quite a few.
My name Vorgos is more. You get more hits on that one than my real name.
Yeah, there you go.
I run in several different people.
I kind of live on the computer. Is that?
Yeah. So that would be alternate identity.
Well, I think the thing would be is if you live as yourself in your online personas. I don't live as myself all the time.
Guys,
But
I got a fucking VHS on Amazon.
I would say actually, a key example here is Dr. X and Madman.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys know me, so I don't.
What I'm saying is, Taylor, we know as Taylor.
Yeah,
Jamie,
you know me as my name.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Madman, I don't think anybody in the group could have told you your actual first name. You're Madman.
Yeah. Hang on. Who here knows my real name?
I think it was Jamie that knew it, and I heard it and I've already forgotten it again.
Thanks.
Thanks. Jacob something?
Yeah. It was Jacob.
It started with a J, but
What do you mean something? Like Jacob Jacobson?
No. You laugh, but that's a real name.
Yeah.
The funny part is that I don't know Doc's real name. I've never known it. And I've known the guy for like 5 years too.
That's what I mean, and that is points in online identity. Charles versus Seeger.
Yeah. In Skype is the only place I use my real name. Everywhere else, I really don't, unless it's a social thing specifically for people I know.
Looking at that, 1 dot would be something like either a fake driver's license or just like an email handle. 2 dots. 2 dots would be a passable fake ID or something with a few supporting documents, i.e. a screen name that you use in multiple places and are known as.
Yeah, 2.
3 dots would be a respectable identification with support documentation and its own kind of background. So if you have an ID that is separate from you, that is more known, but is known away from you, that would be a 3. 4 and 5 are like complete, a 5.
A Twitch streamer. A Twitch streamer is a perfect example of a 4, I think.
that would be a 4. A Twitch streamer who does not use their real name, or an actor who has a screen name. That would be a 4.
Mine's a 2.
A 5
I
is
have
going to be like a
multiple.
fully separate identity with its own background, its own witnesses, its own different family photos, its own house.
Very
like
Five,
elaborate.
five is an
Witness.
alternate life.
Witness.
Is that like Batman and his identity?
Yeah, Batman would be probably a 5.
What's it called again when you
or
you
a spy
replace
that
it,
has
when you replace people that have been witnesses to major crimes, etc.? What's it
witness
called again?
protection.
Witness
Yeah.
protection.
That
People
would be a
that don't do
5.
that.
That,
Yeah.
that would be a 5. Yeah.
Just admit that you're Batman, and so we can continue here. I have in my notes bats, and I, mean,
Yes.
I don't know what else that would mean. So
Obviously.
yeah,
So that
you're
is your
back.
alternate identity. Next is arcane or cloaking. Now this one is the ability to be forgotten.
well,
So at 1 dot, you have the ability to easily blend into a crowd. At 2 dots, you're forgettable enough that you just slide from people's memory. At 3 dots, someone who met you would not be able to describe you half an hour later. So if you're that person that is so average that someone has a conversation with you and then half an hour later says, "Oh, that guy that was like,
He has a face. He's blonde.
That's me.
yeah, so
That's me.
just so average or so normal that they can't describe you later on," that would be a
What was
3
that?
in arcane or cloaking. For your
I'll
purposes,
do it.
it's going to be cloaking.
Yeah.
Arcane,
Mine's a 1.
arcane
blend
is
in pretty
what
easy.
the traditions call it. Cloaking is what the technocracy calls it.
and we're no goddamn heretics here. It's cloaking,
It's
all right?
cloaking, yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously.
close.
Yeah,
At
for fuck's sake.
four dots in it mean that there are not even any records or pictures of you, and nobody remembers you. And at 5, you're a ghost.
God, I'm already dead. No.
You know, what is it, Jason Bourne in the movie?
Yeah.
Where they basically said, if he wants to disappear, he'll just disappear. That's a
But
5.
Jason Bourne is like the most well-known ghost, so I wouldn't say he's like a 5.
No,
He's a
what they were
4.
saying is he would take on a different identity and vanish.
He would no longer be Jason Bourne. He would be
Sure, but everyone
someone
knows
else.
who Jason Bourne is, though. Like, someone says Jason Bourne, and everyone in a room of like 50 people go, "Oh shit, Jason Bourne! He looks like that. I know him."
Yeah,
Like my man.
but the
My
thing
man.
is, with that 5 dots, Jason Bourne could be the one standing there in that room that said Jason Bourne, and no one
Yeah.
would notice it's him.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Jason Bourne can't do that, so he's not a 5. He's a 4.
Okay.
It's so
Not
good
worth
that it's fun. No, it's
Okay, let's continue. Sorry. That was
The
off
next
track here.
one, which is not available to you yet, but I will describe it, is Avatar or Genius.
Yeah.
So this is a mage-specific one that will come into play later. So we'll skip that one for now. The next one, I don't think any of you will have. It's backup. It is actually being able to call in a group of people to bail you out. The only things that I would accept for this, really, for before we start the game, would be someone who is like a member of a biker gang, or I don't think we have any of that here. So,
no military contact doesn't count.
military. Well, if you were in trouble, could you actually
can't
call
call
in
in
a
military strike.
unit of the military?
I could,
If you
but
could,
only
then
my
you have
only
backups.
only my own country.
That would be backup.
Okay.
So 1 dot.
I can call 911. Does that count?
Does that count? I can call the police. They'll come help.
The reason I'm saying this is because one of the military leaders is actually in my family. That's why I went into the military to begin with.
Yep, that would be
So-
backup then. So if you can call in at a given time, if you were in trouble, if you could pick up the phone and get 2 typical agents, that's 1 dot. 4 agents or 2 skilled agents is 2 dots.
Okay, I'm at 2. I'm 2. You don't have to go any
Okay.
further. The troop is 4 people usually, so it's
There
alright.
you go.
I could call Jamie and she could come help me.
Usually,
Across
how
the world.
often do you need to call emergency contacts?
Yeah.
dude?
I've done it 4 times.
What
you
the
sure?
fuck?
Like, are you sure you can help anyone right now?
Jamie.
During my military training, I was at the border for Russia, and I fucked up and started drinking in Russia.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go into.
Fuck up.
I'm,
What?
That's
not
a
sounds
fun
like a-
story
I'm
for
not
later.
gonna go into too much
Sounds like a
details, but
great
yeah, I have a
time.
full backup.
Like you guys had that little like winter war and stuff like that, but no.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's certain things you don't do. You don't wear your uniform in Russia on their
Yeah.
soil. It's like you don't
Okay.
do that.
Okay, well, we'll move forward now. Next, we have certification. Now, this means that you have a certification for something. So, if you have the usual kind of driver's license, government ID card, and that's it, that's 0 dots. If you have passports, hunting licenses, business licenses, that's 1 dot.
What's 2 or more?
2 dots would be like teaching certificates, CPAs,
Stuff you've got from education.
Electronic-
truckers' licenses, firearms permits, things that are easily enough obtainable, or like professional certifications.
Okay.
Okay.
3 dots would be like you don't just have a weapons permit, you have a concealed weapons permit. You aren't just a trucker, you have a hazmat disposal license. Or you're a licensed private investigator or a private pilot.
Oh, nice.
4 dots is like Class C weapons.
Which are fully automatics, aren't they?
Yes.
Rocket launchers, yes.
Or like a certified doctor or like a lawyer who's actually passed the bar and has...
If doctor or lawyer is 3, then what the fuck is 5?
No, they're 4.
Oh, that's 4.
Oh, okay.
5 would
5
be
is
like
president.
Five is like
You get
diplomatic...
a certificate when you become president.
5 is like diplomatic
work.
Oh,
immunity.
it's like diplomatic immunity.
License
Yeah.
to kill, that kind of stuff, that's 5.
Yeah, but it is like it makes sense though. I mean, you don't have to be the president, but you can be someone with equal power because everybody says that he's the most powerful man, but
Not really.
there's like there's arguments on the case.
So what's off the certification?
So nothing from my education would count under certification. I have that 1 degree. I'm working on. Okay. Yeah. Making sure.
The next one, construct, is not available yet, so we'll skip it. Following that, we have contacts.
But
This
we're not
is-
allowed to contact our old life, right?
Well, that depends. You see, contacts are people who know things. Now, if you have alternate identity, and you have a online presence that is separate from you, that identity could have contacts.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I can't have that in that case.
So your old
I don't have any
life
contacts.
is something that you would not want to go back to, but your alternate identity is separate from that.
Yeah.
And that one's very straightforward. You can go up from 1 to 10. 1 is 1 contact, 2 is 2 contacts, 5 is 5 contacts, etc.
Yeah.
I don't think I really have contacts like that.
I don't either. Not for anything
I mean, I got backup from my old life, but that's pretty much
Yeah.
it, you know.
The next one I'm going to ban, just because
Which is it?
none of you are allowed to have a cult.
Oh,
Yeah,
God
that makes
damn it,
sense.
Casey.
My name
Literally
is
the
Colt.
one thing that I want.
My name means Colt, Casey. I'm disappointed now.
Yeah, no, you cannot start the game with your
Can't
own
all
cult.
be a part of the same cult.
All hail Sigurd.
I am skipping domain for now because it's Mage specific. I'm going to be a little bit picky with this one, but you'd have to really convince me. So I'm going to mention it and then leave it for now. And if you really want to have it, you can convince me after the game, so we're not distracting everyone.
Okay.
Destiny. Someone who is actually convinced that they are destined to do great things with their lives, or they are going to be a legend. I'm going to skip it for now. If you really want to have destiny, mark it down at a 0 for now, and talk to me about it after the game. None of you can have hypercram yet, because it's mage specific. None of you can start the game with enhancements yet, because that's specific. I don't know that any of you would have this, but I will allow it if anyone does. Fame. Is anyone famous?
Nope. You guys haven't heard of the Japanese pop singer JJ Red?
No, you haven't. You haven't heard of the hot...
I'm big in Japan.
You guys haven't heard the hot new, haven't seen the hot new cam boy, Red Donger 69 or something like that. Batman's alternate life.
So we'll leave that one for now. We'll skip familiar or companion for now.
I'm just gonna put the 4. I'm pretty big deal.
The next one is influence. You command attention and respect within the Sleeper's world. This could be a celebrity, a gang boss, a politician, or a cult leader, or simply someone with a lot of powerful friends. I couldn't see anyone having a high dot in this, but I could possibly see, like with Kim's example, with your military background, if you were to meet someone and give them your rank or your background, would it sway them to do things on your behalf that they might not otherwise do?
Well, I'm a lieutenant, so you tell me.
Yeah, I would say then that... well, the ratings we have here are at 1 dot. Other people within your profession recognize you.
Yeah, that's true. They do.
2 dots. You have various associates and a small degree of clout. At number 3, people within your field respect your abilities in that field. At 4, you have a lot of clout and can throw your weight around.
No, 3. There you go, 3. The reason I'm getting respect is mainly because that I got into the military because of my family, but I ended up getting respect mainly because I did a lot of firearms.
There you go.
Throughout.
So 3 is right. Okay. The next one, I don't think any of us have, even though a couple of us might argue it. None of us are living legends.
You haven't
massive legend here.
You haven't heard of Red Dong 69?
Red Dong 69 is standing right here.
Now,
Madman, I'm changing your name in my Skype to Red Dong 69.
Now, the next one, a few of you might actually have some things of without realizing it. The next one is library.
Like electronic library, yeah. And I have a physical over there.
Yeah.
Or that's not a library, that's a bookshelf. What the fuck am I saying?
Well, library is reference material. So anyone who, like me, has a stack of gaming books, could put dots in library.
I have a complete set of encyclopedias.
And that would also be part of a library. Now, I'll go through the levels here. And you can kind of determine where you sit on this, and we'll talk about it as we go. At 1 dot, you have a few New Age paperbacks and nothing of substance. At 2 dots, you have lots of fiction and a little bit of substance. At 3 dots, you're sure there's something useful in there if you go digging for it.
Yeah.
At 4 dots, your collection of arcane data is respectable. At 5 dots, you've got a decent collection of diverse lore. At 6 dots, you have a huge personal archive. At 7 dots, your database features extensive written, recorded, and virtual information. At 8 dots, you could rival the National Archive. At 9 dots, you enjoy unrestricted access to the personal, national, and classified databases. And at 10 dots, given enough time and assistance, you can access anything that's ever been written down or stored.
Damn. Guys,
Mine's like a 1 or a 2.
Guys, I just gotta show you this. This is how I am using my engineering mathematics book.
Yeah. How much did it cost?
More than this screen.
I would say that anyone who has a stack of gaming books can justify a 3.
Yep.
My encyclopedias is probably. I don't have a complete stack of gaming books. I need to get some.
And I'm talking about physical or digital.
Guys, did my
physical
camera
or digital?
What was that, Madman?
Did my camera stop working?
No, it's fine.
No, you're good.
Okay, so I just don't see anything.
We can see.
Yeah, because I have every book Pathfinder's ever released.
Yeah.
In digital form.
Digital copies in this day and age are completely acceptable. So long as you actually have the files.
I do.
Yeah. What I'm saying is just
I have 50 gigabytes of books.
being able to go online and find it is not the same as having it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Cool. I have a few terabytes of game systems.
That would be probably a 4.
Yeah, I just have all of Pathfinder and all of 5e right now.
I just download random systems.
I have terabytes and terabytes of books. You sent me all of yours. Doc has sent me all of his. I've downloaded tons more of my own. I have about 30 gigs of books that I haven't sorted out to see what books they are yet.
I haven't sent you all of mine, Casey. I literally sent you like 2 folders.
Oh well.
How many do you have
sent
left?
Me a massive chunk.
I know. It's hard to upload that kind of shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the next one is Mentor. I'm skipping that because it's an older mage who's guiding you, so you're not there yet. I'm skipping Node because that's a magical thing. The next one is Past Lives. You remember traces of a previous life.
I mean,
now
does this
realistically,
count because we...
realistically, that means like you remembering. Oh, I was Neopold. Neopold. Holy shit! I can't speak.
I was a person other than who I am now.
Yeah.
Nah.
But that's not possible.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's continue.
Well, actually, a lot of people believe it is, and I will say 1 dot in this is faint traces of previous incarnations. So if you are a New Age person who has gone to some of these places and believes that they used to be someone, but doesn't have a lot of actual memory about it, I'd still allow a dot in it. 2 dots is frequent cases of deja vu in relation to a past life. 3 dots I would not allow because it's definite memories of a past life. 4 dots is clear previous recall, and 5 dots is you're not sure which life you're actually living now.
If someone puts 3 dots, then we need to have a intervention about
yeah
stuff.
I'm skipping Patron because you cannot have it yet. The next one is Rank. Now, rank is a title of some distinction among the masses. So,
Yes,
Kim,
Red Dog.
you're going to have 2 dots.
2. Okay.
I believe Lieutenant is a junior officer, isn't it?
It's kinda. It basically goes corporal, sergeant, lieutenant.
Yeah, so looking at it, an army sergeant is 1 dot. A junior officer is 2 dots. A captain is 3 dots.
Yeah, it's 2 dots.
Yeah. Anyone else who has a title, it does not have to be a military title.
Is that the real
it could
thing?
be a military rank, an executive position, in a powerful corporation.
How do you think?
Okay, we're going to skip requisitions, because that's technocracy.
Oh shit, now I know.
The next one is something that everyone will have at some level or another, and that is resources. This is how much money you have.
No dots.
None. I have no money whatsoever.
No dots.
So I'll run you through here, and we'll see where people stand. 0 dots starting out is the working poor, living paycheck to paycheck, and that's about it.
Yeah.
1 dot
Or no.
is slightly ahead of the game. You've got a small apartment and perhaps a cheap vehicle.
What if you live at home, though, actually? Like, what if you have someone else allowing you to live?
Do you have anything in savings? Do you own a vehicle?
No.
Then it's going to be 0 dots.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
How small is that small apartment?
A bachelor pad, basically.
Like, it's like 3 rooms. It's got a bathroom, a bedroom, and a living space.
At 2 dots, you are lower middle class. You've got your own condo or apartment, plus a vehicle, some savings, and enough money for the occasional indulgence. 3 dots is middle class with property. You own or have decent equity in your own property, vehicle, investments, and savings. At 4, you are well off. You own a large house, property, at least 2 vehicles, and have notable levels of savings and investments. By local savings, you may be a millionaire, although that's not worth as much as it once was.
How many dots was that?
That is 4 dots.
Okay, I'm better.
And then at 5 dots, you are welcome to the 1%, a multimillionaire with substantial holdings, investments, and savings. Now, I don't think we're going to need to go above that one. I will say, though, that resources does go up to 10.
Mm.
And I'm just going to read these because with the 20th anniversary edition, they've all been updated.
Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah.
So 6 dots is Hollywood money. If you want it, you've got it. 7 dots is the Billionaires Club. You can influence entire businesses or industries. At 8 dots, it is Bruce Wayne level wealth. You own companies.
Oh.
At 9 dots, it is Tony Stark level wealth. You own industries. And at 10 dots, it is Bill Gates level wealth. You own governments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is true, though.
That's so true.
It is
so true.
genuinely
And I thought, you know what? That's about right, yeah. You
Yeah.
go from owning companies to owning industries to owning governments.
Yep.
From there's not much else to go.
No, you don't really go beyond that one.
Nope.
Now,
Unless you
retainers... Retainers we're going to skip for now, because again, that's like people that you have working for you. Laboratory we're going to skip for now, because that's technocracy stuff. Secret weapons we're going to skip for now, because that's technocracy stuff. Spies we're going to skip for now.
Oh, I'm a Russian spy in real life. I should say that, so that's at least 4 dots.
Actually, I think that would only be 3, but...
Oh, okay.
The dots and spies are a bit insane. But, the next one is status. Respect is important. Fortunately, you have a degree of respect within your chosen group. This background reflects your overall reputation among awakened peers. So we're going to skip that one for now.
Yeah.
Skip totems. And skip wonders. So that is us done with backgrounds.
Alright.
Alright. Now, where were we? Let me
I was
find...
happy with my foreign resources. I thought I was doing
Other
good.
traits?
Foreign resources is still quite respectable.
That's
doing
very
pretty
good.
I
Yeah.
have 0.
I thought I was doing good. It's like we have a couple of cars, we own 2 houses, I got a...
Fucking brag about it, man.
I mean,
Oh.
Yeah.
4 is where I sit as well, so I mean, yeah, that's...
It's about where most
How
people
old
in
are
the
you,
world,
Ken?
I think. 31.
Oh, okay. I had no idea how old you were.
Yeah, it's like he says, he feels old and then he speaks to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
What's next?
the next things that we need, you've got your 1 dot, so you got your 5 in willpower. That's normal, standard human.
Uh-huh.
The next thing we need to do is jump all the way back up to the top of the page for probably the most awkward part about building a character.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Nature and
the-
demeanor.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun.
What does that mean?
I'm just
It's
about to
basically your
explain it to you.
It
personality.
means
isn't it?
we have
I-
to explore ourselves.
I'm just gonna go AFK to fetch coffee because I know this
But
one.
Seeger, I explore myself every night.
Yeah, so basically what you're looking at here is every person has
No.
the person that they present to people and the person that they actually are.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's the what is it? The id and the ego thing.
Yes. So your demeanor, and there is a list of these that you will be able to kind of pick from.
Uh-huh.
You'll pick one thing as your demeanor, how you present yourself, and you'll pick another thing as your nature of who you actually are. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So
Where's-
I'll give an example, and then I'll give you the full list, and then we'll talk through them, okay?
Okay.
So, going for myself, from the list, I picked a demeanor of traditionalist. As far as you're concerned, the old ways are the best ways. That's how I present. You know, I talk about how the way things used to be and compare that to how shitty things have gotten in the modern day.
Yeah.
But my nature, I've actually chosen a different option, which is called contrary, which actually is described as you invert order to reveal greater truths. So,
I don't know what that means.
well, how often do I take an opposing viewpoint in order to facilitate an argument that is going to then make someone realize something?
I never do that. Nope.
So, what I'm saying is, my outward appearance is one thing, but my inward intention is a different thing. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're picking
They
here.
don't.
So,
Why are you guys sending fucking pictures of me?
Exactly.
so our choices here, and like I said, these could fit into either category. It's not like there's a list for natures and a list for demeanors. Any of these could be either one. So you could
Okay, so-
you could be an activist, someone who's out to fix the world. You could be a benefactor, someone who has the ability to help, so you want to do so. You could be contrary, which is what I've just talked about. You could be a crusader, a frontline fighter for a better tomorrow. You could be a hacker, someone who likes to upgrade things by taking them apart. You could be an idealist, someone who knows that there's a greater truth out there, you just don't know what it is yet. You could be an innovator, someone who uses their imagination to drive things forward. You could be a kid, someone who's innocent and playful and inspires others to take care of them. You could be a loner, you don't need anyone else. You could be a machine,